This is a message for James Vertisan, the creator of Vertisan, the digital currency. James, I regret, first of all, that I have to do this. I would much rather that we have this conversation in person, that we discuss it like men, like friends even, as I thought we were. But you refused to talk to me since I pointed out what was happening with the liquidity pools that was not what you claimed that it was. But let me go back. We met at the poker table at the Aria the end of February. I asked you how you got your money, and you explained to me that you created Bitcoin. You showed me your Bitcoin wallets that had billions of dollars in them. You told me about your morality, how you refused to sell even a single Bitcoin when you were homeless in 2017. You told me about the story of Bitcoin, how it was just supposed to be a proof of concept. And you talked about all of your other accomplishments in software development and all of your other hobbies. But you were much more excited to talk about this new thing, Vertisan. This thing that you'd created that you said was going to solve all the problems that Bitcoin promised to solve but failed at. And you said it was going to rescue us from the Fed and all the people who were printing money and taking money from the people that you constantly talk about as the hardworking Americans and the hardworking people of the world. Now, you were really convincing. You invited me to dinner the next day. In fact, you invited me to your home the next day where I helped you, and you said what I did was very helpful for you. And it was obvious that you had a lot of money. A very expensive watch, pictures of a yacht, a home in Monte Carlo. And so I trusted you. Not only did I trust you, but I invited people I cared about to trust you as well, to put their money into your new system, to vote for a new world, and yes, hope to profit from that new world, just like you and others who were at the beginning of Bitcoin have profited today. And the promise that you gave me, the promise that you gave everyone on your mailing lists and on your website was that they would be able to exchange those Vertisan at any point back into USDC or back into some format that they could have liquid and use and spend. Not only that, you made promises about how high it would go, how fast it would go. Even after I cautioned you, James, it doesn't make sense. It's not wise to promise what the price is going to be. But you did it anyway, and you made promises, and some of those promises as far as the price rising were met. It seemed like Vertisan would be one of the new powerful cryptocurrencies, if not the premier cryptocurrency, if it stayed on its trajectory. But your website said you would be activating the swap out function back to USDC very soon. First, the promise was in February, and then it was extended and extended again. And then, in the middle of summer, you told everyone that there was no ability to swap out their Vertisan for cash or for USDC, nor would there ever be. And you almost acted kind of insulted, like those who had expected you to keep your promise about that were illogical or selfish or unbelieving for some reason. Again, James, the people that gave you money don't have $700 million in Bitcoin cash. They don't have billions of dollars of crypto wallets. They are those hardworking people that you say you care about so much, that gave you money that they cannot necessarily afford to lose. Now, maybe it's their own fault for wanting to make money. Maybe it's their own fault for believing you or believing in you. I don't know how I feel now about the fact that for the next few weeks around every poker table, I was talking about how I met Satoshi and how he had this new thing and how the price is exploding, which it was at the time. I remember your YouTube subscribers went from 30,000 to 300,000 after our meetings and after you becoming public in this big way. I know your Telegram group exploded, and in fact, according to the numbers on your own website, the price of Vertisan increased from 55 cents to over $33 in that time. Now, I found out that the swap function was broken, that it wasn't working like Uniswap, like you said it was, and that in fact there was no way that those who held Vertisan could actually sell them and expect to receive anything close to what was on the website, because the technological features to allow for that functionality were never even correctly implemented. So what it looks like from the outside, James, is that you took many people's money promising that they would be able to sell and cash out, and now they cannot, nor will they perhaps ever be able to. What do you call that? Because the people on the internet are calling you a liar and a scammer and a thief. What do you call it when you promise someone that they can buy something from you that you promise to buy back at the current price that you are claiming is true at any future time? In fact, mocking and making fun of the people who actually chose to do so, who now look like the only smart people because they were the people who actually made money on Vertisan. The people who really trusted you, the people who really believed in you, you've left them hanging. You promised them that they would get their money out, and now you have gone back on your promise. What do you call that besides lying? What do you call that if not theft? Now, everyone on the internet is calling you a scammer. They're calling you fake Toshi. What should bother you, I hope, is that you have taken people's money while promising them that they are going to be able to get it back out of your system at any time, and they cannot. I don't believe you are a scammer. I don't believe you are a liar. I don't believe you are a criminal. I think you maybe got in over your head. I think you maybe ran before you could walk. I think you made promises that you didn't fully understand. I think you have good intentions, but you have to fix this if you want people to believe you. Now you're selling VFN. How can anyone know that you aren't going to change the rules in the middle of the game yet again? The way you're offering all these Easter eggs and discounts for people who give you more and more Ethereum and USDC really looks suspicious based on what you did with Vertisan. Vertisan needs to succeed first before anything else will. If you want people in the wider world to be able to understand and use your new currencies, your new projects, you have to get at least one working and running. What is your plan from here? Just ignore everyone who is saying that they gave you money and you broke your promises? I hope not. You told me yourself you had mental issues. You said you had a stroke. Now I'm sorry, and I hope you get help, and I hope you feel better. But this is money. This is people's sacred lifeblood. This is the hard-earned effort of people. And you cannot simply take it and ignore your promises and think that everyone's going to be okay with it, or that you can have any sort of reputation at all in the world, and especially the cryptocurrency world, if you continue to act this way. So how can we solve this? I've thought about it a lot. If you really believe that Vertisan is worth the price on the website, then maybe you should cash anyone out who wants to sell theirs to you for the price on the website. But probably not even you have enough money to do that. So what's another solution? Well, you could at least give everyone back their money who gave it to you in the first place. I know you've given away tens of millions, probably hundreds of millions of Vertisan. Those people who just got gifts from you, although that's a huge problem if we ever want to have a functioning financial market of any sort, those people aren't out anything. And those, I think, are many of your biggest supporters. But the people who put actual money in, who are actually out, I think they deserve something. They deserve at least their money back, don't you think? And if you really believe in it, then maybe you want to cash them out at the price that you are claiming is actually currently true, instead of the 95 or the 65 cents that you can currently buy Vertisan from on the secondary market. I don't know, James. I tried my best. I told you that you were saying things about the swap function that were not true, that they were going to cause huge problems for you down the line because you didn't have the money to pay people back who wanted to cash out. When I was in your VIP group in Telegram, I saw the prices go up. I saw people saying, how do I sell more than 1 million Vertisan or more than $1 million of Vertisan? And then I was kicked out. You got rid of your second in command, Tom, who you apparently trusted with your life because he was your bodyguard for 3 years. And suddenly your tune changed. Now, if you had listened to me when I said the swap function is not working and the money to redeem does not exist, and you had implemented the correct swap function, which, by the way, they offer freely, you wouldn't have even had to develop or program it yourself. But if you had done that, then that market would still be functioning today. You could get money in and out of Vertisan along the curve of the price, and it would have worked. But you didn't listen to me, and you broke your promises, and you refused to speak to me about it, and now we are where we are. So what are we going to do now? Are you satisfied that your reputation is being dragged through the mud by your own actions? Are you happy with how things have gone now? Do you want there to be a working currency to save people from the predations of the moneyed classes? Or are you content to be yet another one who is taking money from those with less power than you and contributing to the problem? I don't believe that's who you are. I don't believe that's what you want to do, but that is what a lot of people think it looks like. And that is what the people who trusted you with money based upon my experience with you feel. So what do you want me to tell them? What are you prepared to do to solve this, James? Because if Vertisan or Fractal or VFN or Liberty or anything else you've created is going to move forward, it has to be built on a platform that people can trust. And you have built that platform to be you, so we're all looking at you. Thanks for listening.